All right, Miss Sam, good morning to you.
Hi.
Tell the people who you are and what you do at the church.
I am Samantha Colvin.
Do this with your mic.
Closer to me?
No, just at your mouth. Yeah, you're fine.
Better? Okay. My name is Samantha Colvin. I'm married to Roy Colvin, who's a deacon. I am a part of the choir and praise team, the finance team. I'm the children's choir director. What else? Oh, I help with the our homeschool ministry that we have going on in F3. I think that's about it.
I heard you taking over F3.
No. Unless someone takes like all of the other things.
So this is definitely coming out. I don't know if we're releasing this on Christmas Day or New Year's Day. Probably New Year's Day. But by then, the Christmas play has already happened. Yes. What's good and bad and ugly of that process?
It's the good. It's fun, exciting. I'm a person that like to do new things. I don't want to repeat the same thing we've done 85 times. So that part is fun for me, like brainstorming with you and Becky and writing the script and all that's fun and figuring out how to make it actually work. Hard part is people, to get people to participate and be consistent and things like that. Or you look over some people that actually would want to be involved and having to be like, oh, I'm sorry, later. That's a hard part. Time is crazy too right now. So Zek's birthday, he'll be 1 week from today. So his party is Saturday, the play is Sunday, and then Christmas. And so life has been life in the last month and a half for sure. But I think that's the bad part is the timing.
Yeah. And did we start early enough this year? I feel like we started about the time that we always start.
We did. So last year we started even earlier because I knew I'd be having Zek at Christmas time. This year, when we were supposed to start, is my grandpa got real sick and passed away and all that. So that pushed us back a little bit. 3 weeks. So we're, kind of where we always are.
Yeah.
Russian.
Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So today we're going to talk about joy.
Okay.
Right? And I want to talk about this with you because I think this might be the most useful podcast for the church that I've done yet.
Really?
Yes, because of what we're going to talk about. And I want to talk about this with you because there's not as many joyful people in the church that there should be. And I think you're a joyful person.
Thank you.
And so you can push back on any of this that you want to. Me and your husband talk about this all the time. And it's one of those things that's like...
He sees a whole different side.
Yeah, like you don't live with her. And I'm just like, I'm not standing for it, And so how do you view yourself? Like, what do you think joy is? Do you think you have it? How do other people notice it? In any of those type of things?
I think joy is one of those things that's very misconstrued.
Okay.
I think that I've been thinking about this the last week, but I think it's something that's misinterpreted. I guess that's a better word. We think joy should be this outward, I got the joy of the Lord and I'm, nothing can get me down. And to an extent, but joy also isn't always pretty. Does that make sense? When you said we were talking about joy, I thought of the scripture, the joy of the Lord is my strength. Mm-hmm. And when you're thinking of that, that's in a time that's ugly and not pretty. So I think joy is definitely a mindset. It's not always going to look smiley and happy and bubbly. It may look like consistency, I guess, more than happy and peppy. I think I am a joyful person. Definitely need to work on it a lot, especially when it comes to... I'm very quick to lose my joy when I get frustrated.
Okay.
So kids, husband, life, whatever, that joy is lost very quickly. I should improve on that, keeping that even within the not happy part.
Okay. So how do you let's do two different questions.
Okay.
Who else in the church, when you think of joyful people, who else in our body stands out?
Miss Cruz is very joyful.
Okay. I'd agree with that. And her daughter?
Yes. And Sienna, they both they're here. They love you. They're ready to work. I don't know. And even where I would come to the women's prayer and Miss Cruz would come too. And even in times when she was going through a lot or her family was going through things, she still maintained that consistency. So I think she's a very joyful person. Definitely her.
If in this conversation you think of other people, like let's talk about them because we're just going to talk about what I said we weren't going to talk about.
Okay.
That we weren't going to talk about. So, a lot of times, and I've done several teachings about it, or not teaching so much as I've made these conversations, that some people you just don't mind being around.
Right.
And some people are a chore to be around.
Right.
And the more I think about it, the people that are a chore to be around, they're just not joyful people.
Yeah.
And I do want to talk a little bit about what it takes to be a joyful person.
Okay.
But, this year, good or bad, I kind of on purpose separated myself from those people that lack joy. Like, I don't know what that means. I don't know if, I'm not done with them.
Right.
But I'm just I just don't want to be around people that are like that a whole lot,
Yeah.
And so, how do you feel about that?
It sucks you dry. Like those people, like you said, it's just hard. It's an effort. Like it makes it to where whatever joy you have, they're just sucking it out of you. So I get and I want to be around them, or separating myself from them. Because that gets old. Feeding into, hey, and it's just all the time. You just, it feels useless.
Yeah. And so, think about this. I was like, I would like to think I'm one of the more joyful people, but I don't, that happiness and all that stuff that you were saying earlier, like it's not bleeding out of my pores.
It's not bubbly.
But it's not...
But you're not like bah humbug Scrooge either, I don't think.
I'm not. And I would prefer everyone deal with their own problems the best they can type of deal,
right.
like I guess because of the aspect of who I am at the church and what I do, I'm in a lot of people's problems, and that does stink most days, but also I would like not to do that, as much or something, like it does become where it's just like, I love you, but I just can't be around you all the time.
Yeah.
And that's a sad thing to say, but anyway, I'm trying to think of somebody. Go ahead.
I thought of other people. The Hosiers are very joyful people.
What's funny?
Go ahead.
What's funny about that is the same thing with your husband, and same thing with Melvin before him, and Austin even. You have these conceptions of people, and then when you really start spending time with them, like it's not like a total 180, but it's just like, oh, this is different. Me and Austin are kind of going through that with each other. I don't know if he's seeing it, but it's just like, like how much of my life do I want him in, Right. So it's different now that we have to spend time together. And Tommy Hosier's like that too, where it's just like, he keeps saying that he agrees with me all the time. I'm like, I don't know if I want to be friends with somebody that agrees with me all the time because my ideas are wacky, But same thing with Chop, he's
Extra.
He is very extra. But when he started working, like he was just doing too much. I'm like, just stop. Like I would try to do something like, no, I'll do it. Like get away from me. Like we don't have to do this. So
just trying to work for that money.
Yeah. So I agree with the Hosiers. But me and Tommy are kind of figuring out who is who and how we're going to be together in life.
I think it's funny though because with the Hosiers, they're both very joyful people. But to me, Danielle's even more so. But she's the more quiet one. From a distance, she's She's very
But
funny.
I wonder if
she's dry funny though.
I wonder if I would think she's hilarious if I had to spend every day with her, type of deal. You know, like kind of like Tommy. Like, you know, it's just like, okay, now we have to really be friends instead of like we're play friends on Sunday or whatever. You know, so I sit behind them a lot of times in church now that I'm sitting in church, and I don't know if they enjoy it, and I've mentioned it a couple of times to them, and they haven't commented on it, so I still don't know if they enjoy it or not. But if something happens in church, I laugh almost every Sunday in church, multiple times.
Yeah.
Like, church is hilarious to me. And so, but I'm saying these things out loud, and that's funny because I hate people that talk in church. Like, sit there and be quiet and listen, you know. But I talk through the whole entire thing, and like when Danielle will kind of cock her head like this, I'm like, I got them. You know? And so I don't know if they enjoyed it, if they wish I would leave or not, you know. But
they kicked you out, so you know that's a plus.
Yeah.
Sheepdog could move you, you know.
Well, I guess
then you would know. Okay, I'm not wanted.
You think they're bold enough to kick me out? Like, can you sit somewhere else?
Maybe.
So, anyway, let's read Psalm 16. Okay. And it almost seems like Psalm 16. Well, I think we're going to be in John 15 too. It almost seems like they're talking about the same type of thing. And what I want to get out of this is how you could just say, be happy, and somehow that leads to joyfulness. And it's just not true. And so if you know, I'm kind of complaining about the people that don't seem to have a bunch of joy, but like, how do I tell them how to have it?
Right.
Is a problem, you know. So So it reads verse 1, a miktam of David, which I had to look that up. I know there's several of these words that are in Psalms. You know, a lot of them say to the choir master and excuse me. But a miktam, they said there's 6 of them in the Psalms, and they're like kind of the translation of it is like a golden writing, like special or something that is able to be ingrained in something.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, like I didn't know that when I wanted to be in here, but that definitely made me look at this different. So I'm going to read the whole chapter. Preserve me, O God, for in you I take refuge. I say to the Lord, you are my Lord. I have no good apart from you. I'm going to underline that. As for the sins, as for the saints in the land, they are the excellent ones, in whom is all my delight. The sorrows of those who run after another god shall multiply. Their drink offerings of blood I will not pour out, or take their names on my lips. The Lord is my chosen portion and my cup. You hold my lot. The lines have fallen for me in pleasant places. Indeed, I have a beautiful inheritance. I bless the Lord who gives me counsel. In the night also my heart instructs me. I have set the Lord always before me, because he is at my right hand, I shall not be taken. Therefore my heart is glad, my whole being rejoices. My flesh also dwells secure. For you will not abandon my soul to Sheol, or let your Holy One see corruption. You make known to me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore. So, you know, we get to the end and we find that joy's in there. So there's a couple of things. In verse 2, it says, I say to the Lord, you are my Lord, and I have no good apart from you. So I think that's, me and Brittany did a podcast yesterday, and we talked about something similar to that, where there's something freeing about saying everything is of and for the Lord, right? And so if cause we were talking about works and that kind of stuff, but we don't get to brag in our works.
Right.
So there's something freeing about, like, no matter how much good I do, if he's not there, it doesn't matter.
Right.
And that sounds like, to me, that's part of a difference between joy and happiness. Okay. Like, you can do a good and not believe in God, and that could bring you happiness. But the joy part comes from that he has to be a part of it.
Right.
Does that make sense? How do you feel about that? Or does that, you have anything to say about that?
No.
Okay. So we'll move to verse 3. It says, as for the saints in the land, they are the excellent ones, in whom is all my delight. So this has kind of come up a few times over the last month about the people of God being able to be a delight. Where were we talking about it in? With Jessica, I was talking about in her podcast. We were talking about people that are able to be followed in the church.
Okay.
And that, in one place, Paul says, follow me as I follow Christ. But in another place, he says, you should just imitate me, and you should imitate those that are like me. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't, it's implicit that he's talking about God is also there too, but he doesn't expressly say it. And so he's saying, like, because of the way we are, you should be able to follow us, Mm-hmm. And so there's something to here. And I think all these are arguments against people that think they can believe in God and have the joy of the Lord and all that kind of stuff apart from people. Mm-hmm. And it's just not the truth.
Yeah.
Part and good or bad, the things I'm laughing about in church are the church people. Yeah. Like, I'm not laughing or mocking God. It's like somebody does something funny. I was like, that's just hilarious to me, And so I don't know. And I think some people think it's not right to laugh in church or whatever it is, but like, it's just funny. Like, what do you want me to do?
People are hilarious.
Yeah, they are. Is your husband coming? God, he's so extra.
He's a creeper.
So the saints in the land, they also cause delight, And so your husband is, he's like, who knows what he's doing right now?
I don't know.
But every time I talk to him, I feel like he's partially annoyed at it. Mm-hmm. But like, it brings me joy.
So that's his passion. His passion looks like annoyance, I think. I hope sometimes, because when we talk about things and it should be a passion, it looks like annoyed. I think it's passion. He
was in the first two podcasts. You're number 12 or 13.
Oh, wow.
And he hasn't been in any of the other podcasts, but somehow he found his way up here in our podcast. Mm-hmm. What should we deduct from that?
He's just a nosy creeper.
It's just how it is. Okay.
That's what it is. He's extra.
Okay. So David continues talking down. We'll pick up at verse 9. Therefore, my heart is glad, and my whole being rejoices. My flesh also dwells secure. For you will not abandon me to Sheol, or let your Holy One see corruption. You also make known the path of life. And so he says a couple of other things there that I think are important for joy, and that's the securedness of God, the security of God. I guess you can say it like that. Do you find the portion of joy that you have, do you think that if I could point to something that said this is why I'm joyful, like the singular most important thing is probably this, is the security of God.
The constant, so what verse 8 up a little bit, what pointed out to me goes with that. I have set the Lord always before me, because he is at my right hand, and I shall not be shaken. Like I said earlier, I think people expect joy to be the happy, bubbly. Joy can also be expressed in the middle of what looks like the end of your personal world, And I think that's because of that surety that that he is there. He is at my right hand, I shall not be shaken. That consistency, he will not abandon my soul. It allows you to let those harder things become less, so that the joy is what exudes from you. Does that make sense? Because that will be there. Life will happen, things will come and go, but he will be at my right hand. He will not let me fall.
Yeah.
And so because of that, I have joy in him, even in the hard things. Again, I was thinking about what we're going to talk about with joy and how to fill up 45 minutes. And last night I was getting ready for bed. I thought of the joy of the Lord is my strength. And then I thought of, we had a night of worship the day that Paul passed away. And me and Ray both, it had been a busy day. He had passed that morning. We had done all the things, funeral home and all that, got them all settled back at home. And we could have gone home and been to ourselves, and no one would have thought anything of it. But we both said, where else should we be than here, glorifying God? And it was ugly. There was tears and boogers and all the things, but that was still joy. And so that's why I think joy is misconstrued. It's not always bubbly and happy. Sometimes it's ugly and tear-filled eyes. But it's still joy in the Lord. And it's still because of that consistency of Him,
Yeah. And, with that, security brings, what's the right word for it? I don't know, like a lack of options,
right.
I guess I would say. When I say security, most people would say that, that like God has me and all that kind of stuff. And that is a portion of it. But I also look at it like it's something different, where there's no option.
Right. There's no what ifs or
like what he says here, he meant. And the conversation I had the other day with somebody, I was like, I think I'm going to end up with Jesus at the end. But if at the end he says, no, depart from me, like there's security in that. Like nobody gets to argue anything with him, And so that sounds something weird for a Christian to say, but I use it on both good things. Like all the good that I can do, he doesn't. They're not attributed to me. Like they don't get me something extra, and neither does the bad if I'm his.
Right. Yeah.
And so like I'm going to mess up. Like I don't beat myself up about that kind of stuff. It's just like I just laid him down again.
Yeah.
And I apologize, and we'll move on. And I for real stopped thinking about those things, and I think most people don't. We say that we do, but I'm like, okay, like he's either for this one thing, he's going to damn me to hell, or he's going to allow me to be saved. And I don't get to say in either one of those things because I already did it, And so,
like how you were saying with Brittany and the works, I think that makes it easier to do those things as well. Not easier, along with easier to do them, right? But also easier to do them even if they fail.
Yeah.
Like this Christmas play, I hope it goes great because it's for the glory of God. It's to touch people's hearts. It's to spread His story. But if it doesn't, that's all right. Like we've put everything we can into it. It makes it not easier to fail, but I guess not so drastic if it does. I don't know if that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
To see it that way, but like you said, there's that security and knowing even if all that we've done and put into it doesn't work, okay, that's how we want it to go,
Yeah. And so the conversation me and her had yesterday was about one portion we talked about suffering.
Okay.
And I told her, I said, I don't feel like I suffer a lot, like compared to what I think the Bible is saying. Hey, those who follow Christ should suffer and all that kind of stuff. I don't feel that I do, but then I said, well, maybe I do, and I just handle it well. Maybe some of the things that I've gone through, some would totally destroy some people's lives, and they would count it suffering, and I'm just like, that it doesn't matter to me.
Right.
Like we're just going to move through it,
Yeah.
And so we were talking about the joyful people. Your life has not been easy. I just think my life is easy, so I'm not going to use me as an example. But Ms. Cruz's life has not been easy, nor Sienna's, nor the Hosier's.
Right.
And so it's not, and for the most part, I think those people they're not natural, they're not joyful, despite what happened, or no, they're not joyful because all these things happened and God put them through. Like, I almost kind of believe like they went through because they're just joyful people. You know what I'm saying? Because, everybody knows somebody that the littlest thing happens to them and it just wrecks
Falls
them.
apart, yeah.
And I was like, if you just like people that are drowning in a foot of water, like put your feet down, stupid.
Stand up.
It's like if you just put your feet down, you'll be fine. You know?
Right.
And I think a lot of our problems would be solved by that. Like if you just find some joy, then you'd probably be an all right person. You know?
This wouldn't be horrible. You'd be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's been about a month or so, and then we're going to go to John 15.
Okay.
That you were in my shed doing eBay stuff.
Oh yeah.
And you were talking to your grandma, who had just lost her husband.
Yeah.
Like a week or two before.
Mm-hmm.
And she said something. She kind of giggled or whatever, and y'all had a moment or whatever. And I said, like I was literally about to cry, because I was jealous. Because me and my grandma didn't have that, And I said, my grandma was probably the least joyful person that I ever met, Like I don't know if she had any happiness in her life. I say I've probably seen her smile 5 or 6 times in her life, and I was just like, I'm so grateful that there are people like that. Gives me an outlook for the future. I guess is because like not just her, all the old people in my life are miserable. And I was just like, hey, well, at least maybe at the end of my life, I'll still
have to be miserable.
I don't have to be miserable.
I can laugh with my grandkid with
me. Like all these terrible things are happening. Like, what do you think was going to happen, when you started this life and everybody, turns 80 and 90 years old? Like, those people are going to die.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think was going to happen? So, like, it's okay to have some joy, even in a terrible spot. So, I'm the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away, and every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more fruit. Already you are clean because of the word that I have spoken to you. Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me, and I in him, he it is that bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. It's exactly what it was saying in the psalm. If anyone does not abide in me, he is thrown away like a branch and withers, and the branches are gathered, thrown into the fire and burned. And so that's part of that security. It's like even in the bad, he told you it's going to happen.
Right.
Like you're not
There's
shocked
no guessing.
by it. It's like, is there going to be something else?
Right.
Hey, here's what it is. Verse 7. If you abide in me and my words abide in you, ask whatever you wish and it will be done for you. By this my Father is glorified, that you bear much fruit and so prove to be my disciples. As the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be full or complete, some of the verses say. And so, I think that is exactly talking about what the psalm says. Like, you're my strength, you're my protector. I'm going to be with you. As long as I'm with you, I'm a part of you, and you're a part of me. And whether good things or bad things come, as long as I'm with the Lord, then I'm able to. It's weird that he's saying the vine, like I'm able to suck the nutrients out of my Father, and joy comes with that.
Right.
And so there was 2 or 3 episodes ago, and we don't have to find the answer for it today, but I can't remember who I was talking to, and I was like, if a person has no joy, are they saved? Can a person that has no joy be a saved person? And I don't know. I don't know exactly the answer to that.
Yeah.
If you ask my opinion, I would probably lean towards no, because if you're attached to the vine and he's attached to you and he's feeding you nutrients, like he says, my joy is in you and your joy should be full. And so maybe that's a word of warning for Christians. Right. Like if you wake up and you're just like, I have no joy in my life, maybe you aren't attached to the vine.
That reminds me of what Pastor Mike said, not last Sunday because I was at home, but Sunday before that, talking about loving God and loving people. And he said, if you can't do the second one, then you need to revert back to the first one, right? Like if you can't love people and deal with people, if you can't produce that joy, produce those fruits, then you need to go back to that first one and see, are you getting nutrients? Like, are you still attached? What does that relationship with God really look like, you know? Because I think it's real easy. We always, you get in your routine, you know? And this slacks and that slacks, and you don't realize that, I don't have that joy anymore, or I'm not doing this that I used to, because you've slowly just withered away from it.
Yeah. And that's why I'm kind of excited for our church now. There's a statistic, and I told all the pastors a year and a half ago about this. I said, the church stats say after between 17 and 21 years, churches fail.
Okay.
Right. And the reason that happens is because in that time period, the founding pastor retires or something happens, and the church is handed over, and the incoming pastor has to make promises to the leadership about, hey, we're going to continue upon this course no matter what. And they don't allow the current pastor to hear from God and to do
move as he wants.
Yeah, what God is telling him to do. Yeah. And so we're kind of going through a reset here at the church, like where I don't know if everybody else is doing it, but I'm doing it, where I'm taking this opportunity to kind of hit reset on my Christianity and think about the things that, I've been going here 20-ish years.
Yeah.
And my what I do now is totally different than what I was doing 20 years ago. And so I kind of hit reset on it. I was like, what are some of the things that I love the most that I was doing way back then? And I don't need to do necessarily all of them, but I need to do some of them.
Right.
And so that's why I picked up a home group, because I've always loved home group. That's part of why I'm doing this, so I can talk to people in a different kind of way that other than just saying hi on Sunday morning or whatever, And so I think it's good what we're doing in church if the people will take advantage of it.
Yeah. I'm excited too. I think, like you said, with that reset, new person comes in, does it a different way, you're going to lose people, right? Because they don't like the changes or whatever. But I'm excited because I think the people that we have now are excited to take more ownership, kind of like what you said, reset. What did I used to do? What role do I play here? I don't know. I'm excited for what's to come with all of us, because the people I talk to that are active and in circles and doing things and trying to help us grow and change, and what can we do to, like Pastor Mike says, strengthen our insides first before we can go outside. I'm excited. We can do so much, and there's a lot of people that have a desire to do so now. I think I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I watched a TikTok yesterday, and it said people grow frustrated in church because, especially people that get on fire for the Lord, because they come to church and, there's some songs and some things that happen, and then a preaching, and then you go home. And there's an emptiness because, is this what I'm doing with the gift that God has given me? I'm just showing up for this other thing, I was thinking about that Sunday. So, in all this resetness, I'm like, I don't have to do all, so Chop is over the media team. And when he mentioned it, I was like, okay, I'm going to be intricately involved in this. And then 2 weeks later, I was like, I don't even really want to have any part of it. I was like, you go be great. You're like, I spent years trying to fight this
if you
battle.
want me, but go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, I just want to do this one part that I want to do. Yeah. And you can have all the rest of it, And so we were doing baptism Sunday, and nobody could see. And I was like, I feel like
so bad.
Yeah,
I felt so bad.
Yeah, you're at home sick. You're playing hooky.
No, I was really sick. I was dying.
And I was just like, can you drop that down? I was like, no, if you drop it down, I was thinking about all those things. I was like, just videotape it, and then you could post it later. And then I started doing it. I was like, I don't want to videotape. I hate this. I don't want to do this. But then I reverted back into what I thought. I was like, there's a level of chaos that's happening in the body right now, because it's just like this spontaneous thing that's happening. I know that chaos is transferred behind the stage because it's chaos when we plan it on fourth Sunday.
Yeah.
And so I said, where I'm needed is behind the stage, because I know what happens during baptism behind the stage. And so let me go back there and do what
help people move and all the things.
You know? And, there's, that's useful in a way that people don't think about, because you're just sitting in the audience. It's like, they're going back there, and then they just go up.
Hey, there's
and
next person.
There's towels involved, and people got to take their socks and shoes off.
And talking
and remember to take their phone out of their wallet. And, there's a million things that have to go on backstage, and so, so I don't want to negate the responsibilities I've gained over all these years, but I am excited about doing some of the things that made me excited about Christianity in the first place.
Yeah.
And this is one of them. When I was early in Christianity, early at True Light, I got there was at that time 4 or 5 brothers, and we created a group chat, and we studied the Bible.
Cool.
And that's part of what this is. I don't have. I think most of the people in the church that I'm close like that with, we see a lot of the same things. And so I don't necessarily want to sit down with just them. Like, the fun of home group is
all the different points.
Points. Like, what do you think about it? And practically, and not just line by line, but what does that really mean for you to do? And so, that's why I wanted to have you here. Is like, so in your estimation, based off everything that we read, how do you keep, you said it was easy for joy to go away because of life, but how do you keep it? How do you make it happen? And we can end it with this if you want to.
I think it'd be, again, for me, all of our talking, consistency has been there, right? So keeping that consistency and seeking God, knowing what that then means for us if we do say we follow Him, and consistently pushing ourselves to do those things. Because I think a lot of times my joy is not natural. It is a thought, okay, Samantha, this is what you're doing, So I think that consistently seeking Him, and keeping that in the forefront of your mind on how can I portray this to people.
Amen. I was happy. I'll say one thing about your team doing children's. I always worry about that. Like, the leaders out, are they still going to do children's?
Oh yeah.
Thing?
No, they got me. They're great.
And so, like, Miss Lisa is hilarious.
Yeah, she is.
And so she's sweating like a wildebeest.
She hates attention. Hates it.
And then I asked Desmond if he would read scripture or something this next Sunday, not remembering we had Christmas. And he's like, yeah, well, they were all there last time I asked Miss Lisa. And she immediately went into panic mode, like, whatever. And he said, yeah. He said, see, Mom, that's how easy it is. and she started fanning. I was like, the very fact that I asked you that, she's nervous about it.
Now she's nervous for you, yeah.
And so,
love her.
She's hilarious. So, and she's one of those people that I feel like, even in all her nervousness and all those things, I feel like she has a lot of the joy.
She does.
So.
She does.
She may be one of those other people. We've been talking for 41 minutes, and we came up with 5 people.
Oh. We can go through Sanctuary. You want to go through there?
Yeah, let's go.
My section.
And let's start in the small section over here with the Blake family.
Oh, okay. I don't know who was all over there anymore. Wait, but if we're pointing out people, does that mean that people in that section know that we're not picking them
Let's
now?
do this. We'll go through each section, and we'll name off one person that we haven't named off already.
Okay.
That way other people don't feel like they're left out.
Okay.
They're not going to watch this anyway. I'll use this as a commercial about...
Blooper or something.
You should definitely... pay attention to the podcast because we're talking about you.
Okay. The one I can think of is Miss Mary. Miss Mary...
Miss Mary Blake's?
Yeah, Blake's. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next section. Well, that's a big section.
It is a big section. I got it if you don't got it.
You go first.
Ernesto.
Yes, that's a good one. Yeah. I was going to say Katie Spios.
Yeah. I didn't say her because, she is bubbly and all that kind of stuff, and so I was trying to think outside
a not bubbly person? Okay.
Well, I mean, just, I'm not saying she doesn't have the joy of the Lord, but Ernesto has it in a way that's not like
Yes.
like what you were talking about earlier.
Yes.
What else in
Next
the
section.
other section? This is the toughest of all the sections.
Why though? Why is that so tough? I think I have one. Do you have one? Mm-hmm. Go.
No, I went first last time.
Heather Reed.
Heather Reed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was going...
Jubal too also. Put that in there.
Uh-huh.
They're one.
I don't know if I've experienced Heather Reed's joyfulness
Really?
that way.
Oh.
I mean, I can understand how you can say
Yeah.
that, you know.
I guess like women's stuff and relationship. And
Yeah, we're just not in each other's life.
Yeah.
Like that, you know. I was going to say Miss Irene.
Yeah.
And or a curveball, Miss Nietzsche.
Yes.
She's cantankerous. But
Yes.
I
love her.
Yeah. She's funny.
Oh, she's funny. She can't talk to my husband on Tuesdays. I don't know what that's about, but on Tuesdays he cannot talk to her.
She has a certain, I'll say she has the joy of the Lord, and then I'll say something bad about it. She has a certain disdain for some of the people in the church that me and her have been working on for years. So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
You have a buddy to work with.
Yeah, we'll get together at some point. We'll get it right. The next section.
That's a really good section. I feel like
That's the section
that's a
that
bad
I
way to
live in.
explain it. Yep.
Yeah.
You and the Hosiers in there.
And yeah, 3 of the people that we mentioned are in this
Oh
section.
yeah, and Sienna and Cruz.
So who else?
What's her name? Okay, I thought of 2. One is Miss Page. She's one that again because I don't have a whole lot. We're not that close.
Her husband's like that too.
Yes, yes. And then
Adonis, his name.
Really? Okay. And then I thought of Lorena.
Okay. I thought of Lorena as well. And there's somebody else that I thought of. Maybe not. We'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The last section.
My section. That's a big one. So we already said Lisa, right?
Uh-huh. I'm going to say Miss Veronica.
Yes.
She has a lot of joy.
Her daughter, Vanessa, as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Right, that's the same Veronica you're talking about?
Lozano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I thought of the Watkins.
Mm-hmm.
They have joy.
Yeah. And, you know, several of these people that we named, again, to Scripture's point, don't have the easiest life.
Right.
Or haven't, you know.
Right.
Right. The other person I was going to say was Miss Honey.
Yes.
And that thing, you know, so.
Yes.
I asked her to do the podcast, and I've asked several people. I've asked a lot of people, and several people have said no. And I was like, she's not going to want to do it, but I'm going to ask her anyway. She said, I would love to. I said, we're just trying to get everybody's opinion, trying to get your opinion on wax before you pass away and all that kind of stuff. And she's like, yeah, it probably needs to happen. And I was just like, she's just hilarious that way.
I love Miss Honey.
So
she's so sweet. Oh, she's so sweet.
So what we essentially just did was give people a blueprint about who they ought to be hanging out with at church. Mm-hmm. And we gave them real life tangible people. I was going to say who you shouldn't be hanging out.
Avoid everyone else.
But we didn't do that. That's on episode 13. I'm coming at you. But Miss Sam, thank you for coming in. I hope the Christmas play goes excellent.
Thanks.
Hope the Lord does mighty things.
I'm praying.
And I'm excited about next year.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
All right.